Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Monday. Okay, guys, we have hot, messy topics today with Ashley from Taste of Reality. Always so much fun. Today was an interesting day. I'm not gonna lie. So I kicked off my morning with I did a Pilates class and I did an F45 weightlifting class. And I'm trying to, and Jason's gonna be like, don't tell people this. Like, it's so annoying. Nobody gives a shit. And I get it. But it's like holding myself accountable. I'm like, no, I am going to like just lean my ass out. You wanna know why? Because I started lifting weights and I started getting so bulky. And I'm like, I don't know if I like this bitch. I like not bulky me. So, anyways, I'm on my own little journey. But we're not back to talk about that. We're back to talk about the Real Housewives in New Jersey. So before we jump in, smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and let's go.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
All right, guys. So before we jump in, you know how this works. Everyone's always asking me about my go-to skincare. Obviously, I have the serums, the creams, and whatnot, but my tool is Blue Mean. Now, with the press of a button, and you can press it multiple times, change the settings. It uses these little microcurrents that feel like a vibration. It is a vibration, but it feels like a little mini facelift. It lifts, rejuvenates, illuminates, and takes all the inflammation out of my skin. Mm. And it makes me feel like just like a ribeye. Okay, let's get into this. Or where do we begin? Before we, no, just shit. Let's go. Thank you to Reality Blurb. Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga are allegedly putting an end to their years-long feud and refusal to film together for the sake of the future of the Real Housewives in New Jersey and their respective roles on the Bravo reality series. So, as Melissa spoke out about Louis Ruelas' role in their family drama and confirmed the moment that she checked out of the relationship, an insider claimed that despite the fact that the sister-in-law cannot stand each other, they plan to put their differences aside for the sake of the business. This is not about mending broken hearts or repairing their shattered relationship. Nope. It's all about business, is what an insider told Life and Style on August 22nd. The show's future is hanging by a thread. If Teresa and Melissa don't bury the hatchet, the entire franchise could come crashing down. Yeah, that's true. Let's be real. They can't stand each other, but they're smart enough to know that they have to work together if they want to keep those paychecks rolling in. Now, meanwhile, on the August 22nd episode of Two Teas in a Pod, Melissa was questioned about whether she felt a reconciliation would be possible if Louis wasn't in the picture. Teddy Mellencamp asked, Louis is the problem, or do you think she's the problem? And Melissa said, I think that there was a lot of problems before him as well. Now, describing the conflict as two-sided, Melissa said that her final straw happened when Teresa called Joe Gorga over to her home for a meeting with Louis. I'm not saying I'm an angel, but I think that I've taken a lot. I've forgiven a lot. I've moved forward with a lot. I'll just say it like that. And I got to the point that when you're now calling my husband over for a chat without me and you're sitting there with your new like fiance and you're telling him that I'm some bad wife and basically lying to him about cheating rumors, I've checked out of the building. And she also said Joe felt the same. He actually couldn't believe that's why he got called over to the house and that she was not invited. As for their future, Melissa said it would be crazy for her to keep coming back for more. However, let me just say this really quick. The fact that all of these women are now on pause until they know because the show's future is up in the air, that's a shit ton of money, you guys. You got to budget differently. You got to figure it out. This money like that, it's a show. It's show money, right? So if you're making over $1 million on a show for filming 3-4 months and you're like, I'm not going to film with her. I'm going to be this and do this and this is how I'm going to be. And then all of a sudden your ass gets fired because you got too big of a head. And then you got to figure out how you're going to make that money again. Yeah, that's a piece of humble pie. You want a slice? Here, take a fork. Because we all get it. I've got my humble pie multiple times. Dinner served. Bitches. No, I'm kidding. Okay, we're not done yet. So now on top of that, Dolores Catania offered an update on where she stands with Margaret Josephs during an appearance on Friday, weeks after fans watched them nearly come to blows on the season 14 finale. In addition to revealing if production was mad at Jen Fessler for her early exit from the finale dinner, sharing if she's Team Teresa or Team Melissa, and admitting to budgeting amid the show's hiatus, Dolores confirmed her status with Margaret and looked back on their dark encounter. She said, "We're cool. You get past things. This is what life's, it's what life's about. You move on from it. You don't keep dragging it up and dragging it up." She was at my game. We talked. According to Dolores, she felt that Margaret was trying to make her look like a bad friend at the finale and was telling lies in order to paint that narrative. I felt like she was using that moment to try to make a jump out of me. Come on, Margaret. You know, at the time you weren't talking to me, and it would have been logically, I would not have been invited at all. Talking about Margaret's pre-reunion sit down, which was said to have been held as a takedown against Louis Ruelas, but maybe she feels that she did. Whatever it was, I don't like getting that way, but doubling down at that time, listen, I don't want to go back there. Now, after stopping herself from saying any more about the fight itself, Dolores said it was a dark time, and it was also a buildup of frustration. And she explained that her use of the C word, calling Margaret a lying "see you next Tuesday," is quite common in other countries. I saw the writing on the wall. What was coming down the pipe for the show at the time, too, nobody was just getting it. I'm like, time has to stop at some point, and we need to get this shit together. Pretty much she gave a nod to the cast divide that has resulted in the series allegedly being shelved until next year. Now, as for whether production was mad at Jennifer for leaving the reunion dinner early, Dolores confirmed they weren't. Typically, they would be, but no, they weren't. She said what she had to say. She took a lot of hits this season, but leaving, I think it just worked for her in that moment. She left me holding the bag, but I'm used to that anyways, and I think her walking out was good TV. She wasn't in a fight. She just had enough of it all. But although host Jeff Lewis wanted to know where Dolores stood in terms of the feud between Teresa and Melissa, she denied she was on anyone's team. There's no team for me, and there never will be unless I have a fight with either one of them, which has not happened yet. Anytime we've had an issue, we've talked about it, and that's what good people do. So I don't have a team. If other people want to take teams, they can. Also on the radio show, Dolores confirmed that she had contacted her accountant about her finances as the series has remained in limbo. And she said, "Did I call my accountant and say, we're going to sit down and you can tell me, how to budget my money until I find out what's going on in my life?" 100,000%. Yeah. I mean, it's a smart move because, again, you don't know. When the going gets tough and the franchise gets going, how do you pay your bills? Like Kenya Moore even, and I'm a fan of Kenya, but on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, when we found out that she was making, I think it was like 50 or 90,000 something. And I know there's a big difference in that, but 50 or $90,000 a month. When we found that out, I was like, shit. Okay. And she was like, "I don't care. I don't need this money." It's like, no, we all could use this money. None of us are Jeff Bezos. But guys, again, don't forget to comment below. Check out Blooming. I am pinning the link in the comment section and also the description. And also the first episode of the Salty podcast dropped today. You can find it exclusively on Up and Adam anywhere you get your podcast. So it's going to be under the Up and Adam podcast as episodes. So go check it out. Here we go. I'm going to play you the promo. Seriously, the first episode is fire.
Hey, Bravo lovers. This is Monica Garcia from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
And I'm Adam Newell from Up and Adam. Welcome to the Salty podcast, where we spill all the latest Bravo gossip and dive deep behind the scenes.
From the drama in the Housewives world
to the juiciest headlines and entertainment, we've got you covered.
Each week, we'll break down the most shocking moments, share behind-the-scenes secrets, and give you our unfiltered opinions.
And trust us, things are about to get crazy.
We're bringing the heat, the tea, and all the shade, honey.
So grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and join us for the Salty podcast.
Subscribe now on your favorite podcast platform and make sure you don't miss a single episode.
Because when it comes to Bravo and pop culture, we're spilling it all.
Switch it.
All right, guys, go check it out. First episode's out. Anywhere you get your podcast, again, go to Up and Adam on podcast, and then you'll see the first episode, where it all or how it all began. Yeah, shit's gonna hit the fan. Love you guys.